Hey, man. What's up? Welcome, welcome, welcome. And here we are. If anyone wants to watch on YouTube, there's the link there. I'll be streaming to both.
Why thing? Are you in the army? Boot camp 2 weeks. Yeah, you would have to be.
Awesome, Yuki. Dude, the changes are good. I can't wait for Hardcore Villagers. Let's turn my music back on since I've been saying I'm going to do that for like 6 episodes. Any chance I can get on your voice channel? Yeah, man. Do you have the IP still, or do you need it? Well, here you go. This is my public TeamSpeak, guys. Feel free to jump on anytime, use it for whatever.
You want me to drag him in?
Yeah.
Okay, I shall be on the lookout.
Oh, I just posted there. Well, I'll just drag you to the room. The room's password protected, so no one else can get in here.
Okay, give me 1 second. I will get the password. Sorry, did that all types wrong. I am not good at operating computers.
Oh my god, so many comments I have to read today.
Okay, I am now pulling up the IRC. Is there any password for the server? I don't believe there is.
For the server itself, now.
Okay. There you go.
It would be better without Noir. How much is this game? I actually don't remember.
$25, I believe.
Oh, thank you. Yo, Zwifang, thank you for supporting me on YouTube. It means a ton to me. Cool, man. Go ahead and jump into my game here. I was so confused with all the tech changes.
I believe that...
Yeah, you know what? That sounds fun. I'll start a new profile.
Is Flowerchild's name? No. Okay.
No.
That one.
I'm gonna put Manic in the AFK room instead of in the not a room. Hey, William. Awesome, man. Make sure you message me when you put it up. I will tweet that shit out. Yeah, I have several. Okay, start new. Switch the flag. What are we gonna call this one? Stream save. There we go. Hey, Josh Curtis. Okay, guys, I'm going to refresh my Twitch real quick to see if it gets rid of the double posting. Because it's really frustrating. It just looks like you're all spamming me. I want to thank everyone for the support you've been showing to my streams that go VOD. That go into VOD state on my YouTube. It's been awesome. Like, a lot more support than I expected there. Okay, I can see chat again now.
How do we know if it's Flowerchild on? Will it say his name?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't want to drag the wrong person in.
I dig it. Okay, my first rocket is a pretty simple one. Don't walk into my rocket, you jerk. Okay, get me a thermometer.
Oh, sure. So the one day I don't go to work, someone gets caught shoplifting a pair of boots.
Nice.
I don't get the fun night, I get the boring.
You don't need radio components as much on later ones. I feel like I missed part of that message. Heyo.
Hello,
Hola.
hello.
How goes it?
Am I coming through?
Yep.
You are.
Loud and clear.
Excellent.
Okay. I think I got the first rocket down. There's not too much I can do to screw it up. Okay, I managed to screw it up several times, but whatever.
I hate when they make you name things. I always forget to name things in games.
The very first mission.
Yup. It's so stress-free. I love it.
You're still putting stuff at the top, though, man.
Well, it looks cooler.
That's true. You notice even in the BTSM thread over on the KSP forums, I put all the stuff at the top because it does indeed look cooler.
Yup. And I just need
Ah,
that.
but why three-way symmetry?
Should I just go two-way?
You went three-way.
Yeah.
I'm asking why.
Isn't that like the least weight you can have and still keep it balanced?
Nah, two-way, man.
Really? Oh, okay.
Yep. That is exactly why I'm here. I'm going to ask you a lot of whys.
Ah, and I'm going to answer them all with "it looks cool."
Yeah, two-way is fine. Like a long time ago, I remember I recommended excessive symmetry to you, and I've kind of been regretting it ever since.
Ah, I will punish you for your mistakes through my ignorance.
Well, it wasn't really a mistake, but yeah, the interpretation definitely kind of went askew.
That first launch is always so nice.
Oh my God, I'm on the internet live. This
It's
is a
crazy.
first, Icy.
Yeah,
I know.
It's kind of freaking me out. Like, you asked, and I had to read it a couple times to make sure I wasn't misreading
I know,
that.
like any moment my Tourette's is going to kick in, and it's just going to be like a string of profanity. You're going to be banned from Twitch
Profanity
forever.
and just extreme racism.
Yeah, I know, man.
It can't be
I
worse.
may be the
than
first
some of
person
the
to get
stuff
banned for
Noir
verbal
said.
pornography.
Well, after our last couple of videos, I don't remember having any particular moments you had to edit out, so I think I'm safe.
we were good. We were pretty good. Unless I wanted to go through and edit out the what is the phrase you say all the time?
Oh, you know.
You know.
Oh my God.
And that is too big of an undertaking for me.
Yeah, I've been whipping myself with a leather belt every time I say that as of late, so hopefully I'll be able to tone it down.
I don't get why shouldn't we put things on the top?
Hence why it's called BTSM.
Better din starting manned.
Yep.
Is Kerbal available on Steam by chance?
Yeah, it is, for
It
sure.
is. It might be cheaper on Steam.
I
Chat.
regret buying
I think
it on
there's
Steam,
a sale
though.
going right now, actually, on it.
I'm
I
gonna
really
double
regret
check.
getting it on Steam because I can only have one install.
I think you can get around that. I remember reading posts by it about that from mod devs.
Ooh,
That we're
I'll have to look
talking
into
about
that.
setting up multiple installs, because the thing is, like, KSP takes forever to load.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, when you're developing a mod, man, that's hell.
Oh, yeah, that could be real painful.
Yeah,
Didn't even
because
think about
every
that.
time you make a little change, you have to go through the full reload again.
Okay. What node should I unlock first? Oh, wait, I don't have enough science.
I think you only have one option.
What science did I miss? Can I get higher
Same
with that
price on Steam.
Okay, let's try this two-way symmetry that you speak of.
Yeah, you should never really need any more than two-way symmetry. Because the whole thing is, right, is if one side of the rocket is leaning to the left, because there's too much weight there, you just need something on the right to compensate. And that's really all it comes down to, right?
That makes sense.
It's just balancing it off. So the easiest way to do that is to just have everything mirrored on the other side.
Okay, so let's launch this
Now,
guy
there
again.
is some weirdness when you mix 2- and 4-way symmetry, I think, as that tends to induce spin.
Yeah, that might explain a couple of my recent launches I've done off
Yeah,
camera.
but that's something else entirely. But yeah, that is perfect what you're doing there. Because I think the antennas are actually much heavier than the thermometers.
Yeah, it was like point... I don't remember the numbers, but yeah, they're heavier.
Did you not get high altitude on your first?
No, I didn't. I just
Oh,
completely
wow.
zoned out and didn't press the button.
Okay, gotcha.
I went to unlock my node and I was like, yeah, I don't have enough science. What am I doing?
I think I'm going to put some music on here, actually, because I muted the sound on your video because the voices were overlapping with the actual voice chat.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So I've just got a lot of silence in the background right now.
Yeah. I can't stand that overlap. It bothers me way too much.
Oh, yeah. It's insane.
There we go. It's pretty darn chilly out here. So yeah, the antennas just don't look as cool on the bottom. They really don't. Okay, I'm just gonna time warp this to the ground.
Joe Cocker makes everything better. I've been on a total kick with him recently. Like, I forgot about him for 20 years for some reason. And got one of his songs stuck in my mind last week and just been listening to it nonstop ever since.
Yeah, you kind of sucked me back in with that one. So thanks for that. There's no repel. What's repel, William? There we go. Oh, it threw me off so much. I'm sure you saw it in the video. The things you moved around in nodes.
Right.
Not knowing I had to research this individually.
Yeah, I'm glad that you figured that one out. I was actually had a comment written up for that when I saw, oh, okay, you figured it out on his own. That's all good.
Because when I first went into it before I started recording, I noticed that like almost all my ships were locked, and that's because a lot of them use these stabilizers. And
well, there's a little bit of weirdness in the KSP research system here, because you notice like individual tech has cost, like research cost associated with it,
right,
and that kind of stuff. So I think they're eventually going to be doing a system where you have to research each individual part, but that's not actually in the game. So the research system is like this weird hybrid state right now between the two of them.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. I'm trying to decide if I want to... Yeah, let's just go ahead and do the staging on this. Bring that up a little. I've missed this design. It's so pretty.
Now, what are you doing here?
4 small boosters on the base of the large booster.
Yeah.
And I think I'm going to launch the large one off first. I think.
Well, actually, one thing that you can do there, it's not absolutely necessary, but you can slip those antennas down between the boosters.
Oh yeah, I just put them there to hold them till I finish the booster part. You should see some of the stuff I like don't show. The way I build is just... Oh crap, I just put that on 4-way.
Oh, and I'd flip that staging around, man. Like, do the center one last.
Okay.
Because what you want generally is a big boost of acceleration right at the start.
Right.
To kind of get you up to terminal velocity. And then once you're in the upper atmosphere, which is, you know, by the point you're going to be firing that last booster, you really don't need that much thrust anymore. And plus you're a lot lighter too, because you've burned off all the other fuel.
Did I just put this on 4-way? Yes, I did. keep hovering over the boosters and switching back to 4-way.
I hope you don't mind the moment-by-moment
Oh,
feedback.
not at all, man. Not at all.
Okay, cool.
Oops. There we go. There we go.
Yeah, that's a total pain. Like, that thermometer just flipped on its side, I think.
Yeah, that doesn't really affect anything, does it?
I don't think so. It's just really wonky vanilla placement behavior.
Yeah, and like sometimes when you place, I've noticed sometimes when I place like instruments, it just will not let me select them to add them to action groups at all.
Yeah.
Cheat mode active.
Yeah, I've noticed that myself. Like, I've even resorted to placing parts like way up on top on the probe core to set the action groups, then moving them down.
Yeah, that's a good call.
Yeah, it's a total workaround though. Like, it's just buggy behavior to begin with.
I'll have to keep that in mind.
Are you going to give the countdown? Oh, no.
Oh, I didn't give a countdown on that one. Hey, Royal Drop. So, is YouTube faster or slower, or more or less delayed than Twitch right now, guys? For those of you on both. It's sad.
Crickets in response.
With all Twitch's changes, the chat is so delayed now.
Is there any kind of chat for viewers on YouTube?
Ooh, I'm leaning like crazy. Kind of. It's the comments system. It's not the best thing in the world, but it works.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's pretty, that's not really real time.
Yeah. I mean, it
because
pops,
that's the only
it pops
reason
up
I
in real time for me.
Okay.
It's
because
just
it's the only reason I avoid YouTube streams almost entirely is it just doesn't have the chat.
Yeah. I mean, if they make the chat better, it'll be just as good as Twitch, especially with all the changes Twitch recently made.
What kind of changes?
Every stream has between like 30 and 60 seconds of delay, no matter what.
Oh, yikes.
They wanted to make it so the experience overall was better, so they just like averaged out the frames, basically.
Like in terms of being more consistent?
Yep. They traded, you know,
wow.
any kind of... Oops. I need that one. They traded, you know... Yeah, I don't know. I don't even want to get into it. It's super frustrating.
Yeah, it really messes with the real-time response on chat, though.
Exactly.
Which is kind of one of the biggest draws of streams to begin with, is the interaction.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And it makes things so much harder as a streamer.
Fair enough.
It makes YouTube streams a bit more viable, though.
So what's your objective with this rocket? You're trying to get into low orbit?
At this point, I'm just seeing how high I can get. I might actually hit low orbit.
I think no, you're going to hit low orbit.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
wow.
If you take a look at your map view, you're probably well over 100.
Nice. I got a lot of science in this one. How much battery juice do I have left? I should have enough for both of these.
This is basically the same design I use at Tech Level 2. It's... Oh yeah. With some fins, you could easily get that into high orbit.
Oh, yeah. And there we go.
You might be a little short on power, though.
Barely. I had 20 left after transmissions.
Oh, yeah.
4 batteries did it, though. Where's the beard? I don't have my webcam hooked up, guys.
I have it if you want it.
Yeah, I don't really want to.
Actually, I should probably post this stream on Twitter. Hold on.
Ooh.
Open the Twitter. I try to stay away from it these days.
I can understand.
Well, I think it's my primary kind of source for potential flame wars right now, so I just try to stay the hell away from it.
Yup.
I post cat pictures on Twitter. That's about it.
I should start doing that. Just post random pictures of other people's cats.
This is what we do here.
It's super effective, although most of the time it is at UIC because I like sparkly diamond pictures.
And my...
Our cat got into
I gotta restart Kerbal, guys, sorry.
Makeup.
Hey, Minecraft dude. I got that lockup bug.
Have you told them about the cat makeup explosion?
Oh, God. No.
Our cat got into, like, this super, like, it's a tiny, compact, loose powder of like eyeshadow. But our cat's black, so he was like shiny for like 3 or 4 days.
Nice.
He just freaking fabulous.
Well, maybe he was just trying to, find his own self-image.
He was pretty fabulous.
He looks pretty good.
You can't judge him for stuff like that.
No, he looks pretty good.
Yeah, I can't stand restarting Kerbal either. It's super frustrating.
Yeah, think of how many times I've had to do it, man.
Oh, yeah.
I suspect I've been smoking way too much as a result. Because the immediate temptation when it's loading is just, okay, go have a smoke, forget about it for a while. And it's actually all the individual part files that are responsible for it.
Is that what they're doing?
Yeah, because like each individual part has its own text and model file associated with it. So my guess anyway is that the hard drive is just skipping all over the place looking for all these different files instead of reading a bunch of consecutive information.
Right.
Right? So it's basically a question of seek time on the hard drive. Because most games will just kind of package everything into one big data file, and that way it could just read through it all in one big go,
Mm-hmm.
But with all those individual files, yeah, it tends to really slow things down, but I can understand why they did it, because it makes things much easier to mod.
Gotcha.
But it basically imposes ungodly load times on everyone else.
So, I do believe I'm going to be going for stability next.
Yeah, man. Totally.
I've made that mistake once before, and I'm not making it again.
Yeah. Well, it's an interesting, I tried to put an interesting choice right at the beginning of the real tech tree, right? Because this is the first choice that you're
Right.
actually making. So there's a temptation of going with the gravioli detector, but the thing is,
I think that's where I went.
yeah, but stability is the thing that allows you to basically do everything else, right?
Right.
So if you research manned capsules first, then kind of what you're doing is researching manned capsules before you have the ability to steer them, which is kind of an insane thing to do.
Yes.
Right? So I basically intentionally inserted this temptation of, oh, here are all these nice science things, and here's steering that you need to actually use them effectively.
There we go. Yeah, it's nice getting these control surfaces.
So remember, you have no SAS on this, so
Right.
steering is entirely up to you. Oh, and one little tip. You see how on the bottom left you have like the roll and yaw indicators there?
Right.
Okay, and see how they're orange?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, hit caps lock on the keyboard. Caps lock? Anyone?
I'm attempting. Is my caps lock button not working?
Oh, caps lock for you.
How strange.
Oh, it just changed. Oh.
Blame Windows.
Yeah, weird.
But don't forget to steer while you're doing this.
Oh, crap.
Okay, now take it nice and gradual, right? Like, oversteering is probably one of the most dangerous things you can do.
Yep.
Which is actually why I was telling you to hit caps lock, because what that does is it gives you more precision control over steering.
Oh, okay.
And when you do it, you'll see those little orange indicators down at the bottom left turn blue, which is why I pointed them out.
Gotcha.
And that means you're kind of in, like, precision steering mode.
Okay. The one thing I really wish I could do staging while in the map. That's like
Yeah,
my
me too,
biggest single frustration.
Well, you actually were the one that taught me about that stage-only checkbox, which takes care of my other complaint about the map.
Yeah, like I'm surprised I noticed that. Let's be honest here.
Well, KSP is not an easy game to learn, man. Like,
oh no.
as I put it in your comments at one point, like, people always joke, well, it's not rocket science when they're talking about something easy, and this is kind of like rocket science turned into a game, so it is not easy.
Hey, Tiny.
There's a hell of a lot of information to assimilate.
I'm gonna be completely honest. When I looked at the controls for the first time, my eyes just glazed over, and it's like, fuck it, I'm gonna wing it.
Oh, I can understand that, man.
It's just too much at once.
But of course, with that complexity comes an amazing amount of depth, right? Which is the real attraction of this game. Once you get over that learning curve, you can do some totally amazing stuff with it.
Where's high space start.
But it's really, like, in reference to one of our earlier conversations, it's because of that, it's also a game that you can't really just learn through trial and error.
Right.
Because very intelligent people spend hundreds of years learning this stuff, so, to just kind of figure it out on your own is, yeah, it's rough. It's really rough.
Can never remember where I go into, like, high space.
It's 250, actually.
250, okay. So
yeah, you didn't make it.
I'm not making it. Okay.
That initial deviation while I was trying to tell you about caps lock totally screwed you over, so sorry about that.
Oh, it's all good. I would have screwed it up anyway.
Yeah, you may as well just revert this one.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. There we
Vehicle
go.
assembly.
Yup.
Countdown to vehicle assembly.
There we go.
What's that one game you were playing yesterday?
Cook Serve Delicious. The game is really addictive, and I don't understand why.
What's the game about?
It's like a reflex game about running a restaurant.
Right.
I thought I was gonna hate it. Someone bought it for me to piss me off, basically.
Okay.
And I've gotten entirely addicted to it. I did like a 4-hour stream on it yesterday.
Neat.
I like cooking games.
Ooh, getting wibbly wobbly.
You're doing great there. Because it's not your actual direction that you want to have centered, it's that green circle. Because the green circle represents your direction of travel, right?
Okay.
And the little orange dot you're moving around represents the direction you're actually pointing in. Right?
Oh, okay.
So what you want to do is you want to shift that green circle so it's perfectly centered on the white dot, and then you're heading straight up. And if you go beyond that, then the green circle's going to move off again.
Gotcha. Okay. Now that it's been explained like that, it makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, which is why, I was thinking doing a stream like this would be an excellent idea, because there are some things that, it's just so much easier to explain while it's going on than, through video comments or what have you.
Especially if I'm sitting there getting salty in my video comments. Oh, only got 215.
I think you're going to be set now.
I'm only hitting 215.
Oh, no. What happened?
I don't know.
That is so strange.
It's going to time warp this one. I like seeing things
you
explode
may
every once in a while.
Yeah. Although you may lock your interface again if you explode on re-enter.
Oh, that's true.
Because of that vanilla bug. Now, what happened there?
I'm not sure. I thought I was going pretty much straight up.
Okay, so you had 2 of those boosters staged at a time?
Mm-hmm. I did have a little lull before I popped my main, my large booster. Because I wasn't paying attention.
You have 2 antennas. Because the other thing will be weight.
Yeah, maybe cut down the batteries a little and just do multiple launches.
2 batteries might be enough.
I think I have 4, so...
Yeah, that'll give you, 200 charge. Because, yeah, the other thing I keep mentioning is, weight is everything, right?
Yeah. It's deceptively important.
Yeah. Well, the entire purpose of the rocket is to deliver a payload into orbit. Now, a payload basically equates to X amount of mass. So all you're trying to do is lift mass into orbit. Right. So the more mass you're lifting, the greater the difficulty that is. So yeah, cutting down on your overall weight is, it will always help.
Yeah.
Basically, the long and the short of it.
I'll just use 2 control surfaces. That'll work.
Not so much.
2 times symmetry is all I need.
Veering just a bit there. Stay on target. Stay on target.
Okay. Looking pretty good.
Yeah. So far, so good. And your velocity is looking really good too, actually. You'll notice you're hitting around 4,000. You're just above 150, which is about the terminal velocity at that point. So that's all good. Like, you don't have to stress about being precisely on it.
Right, right.
Although, yeah, a little fast now. Like, you're at 7,000 is when you should be able to be hitting around 200 meters per second. You'll see you're already like 250, 300, this kind of stuff. But it's all good. Like, you don't have to worry about that too much until you hit throttle control.
Right, right.
With the liquid engines.
I've gotten a lot better at that. Thank you for that advice.
Yeah, you have, totally. It makes a big difference in your videos.
It beats my old theory of go as fast as possible.
Well, honestly, when I started playing KSP, it was the exact same thing for me. Like, despite the fact that I have a background in physics and all this kind of stuff, it's just like, all right, hit the throttle and away we go, you know? But it actually ends up making a huge difference to your overall efficiency. And once you get used to that, it makes rocket design a lot easier.
Oh,
right?
228.
And it was kind of like the same thing I was saying about your video today about the trip to the Mun, right? Because when you ran out of energy, your reaction that you mentioned was to add more batteries to your design, right? But there is actually a couple of things at play going on there. Was that the first is that the capsule you're using at that tech level is actually not suited for trips to the Mun. Because I intentionally made the life support requirements really heavy on it. So it's more like a Gemini capsule in terms of being suitable for orbit.
Gotcha. So I should...
Or intended just for orbit around Kerbin.
So with that, I should probably focus... Are crew reports different for high space orbit?
Yes, they are.
I should do that at some point.
They're biome sensitive in low orbit. So, which is basically the same thing as the gravioli detector, pass over the different biomes in low orbit to get different crew reports.
Yeah, and I basically did that. Like, I can't for the life of me find the Badlands, but...
No, don't worry about that. I actually specifically designed so that the Badlands were optional.
Thank you.
Because they're not visible, like in this map view here. You can't see them on the surface. I know where they are, but they aren't readily visible. Like a desert or something, you can see it on the map. But the Badlands, you can't, so I made that totally optional science.
Gotcha.
So yeah, put them in orbit. You know, same kind of thing as the gravioli detector with that capsule. But otherwise, I think it's tech level 5 that you're at right now?
I believe so.
Yeah, so that one basically focuses on probes to the Mun.
Gotcha. So I need to do that landing.
Yeah, it's all about orbiting them. There's a lot of, again, gravioli detector. There's a lot of biome-specific science to pick up. And then landing on the Mun is a big one once you get the seismometer, which I think you did purchase.
I do have it, yeah.
Yeah, cool. So yeah, that's probably the next thing that you want to go for. And just as a very minor suggestion based on observations of your play, parachutes don't actually work on the Mun.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
No problem, man.
I was really confused and I didn't know what was going on. So I totally didn't use the new probe I got. I just completely forgot it was in that...
Oh, that may have made the difference too, actually.
I'm trying to get now with that.
Although now you may have needed more batteries because the Stay Putnik has a lot more internal energy storage.
Ooh, yeah, that's 110 I've got.
But let's see what happens.
And maybe I'll at least be able to get one of them off.
Well, it's possible you could always transmit the thermometer and at least ditch those on your next flight.
Right.
Because the thermometer energy requirements are really light.
I'm learning so much. Yeah, me as well.
I wonder if he actually is or if he's joking around. If I'm providing a general public service, I'll be extremely pleased.
Rather learn from this than at school.
Well, I guess people are.
Your public service announcement from earlier is coming in handy. Quit school, kids.
Yeah, remember, kids, drop out of school.
KSP, unlike quantum mechanics, is only rocket science.
Also, take up drinking and smoking, and your life will be complete.
Yup. That's pretty much all you need. I've been considering, like, giving up everything, just closing down my YouTube, and just spending the rest of my life hunting down the Mothman.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah, I mean, Point Pleasant's only about 5 hours from my house.
Wasn't that the very first episode of the X-Files?
I believe so. Okay, cool. Yeah, we made it. 265.
Excellent.
No,
Now it's
I
all a
really
question
am,
of
Flower.
energy,
I have
so
a
I'd
hard
suggest
time
that the
with it.
thermometers first.
Yeah. So yeah, it looks like he was being genuine in his statement of learning so much.
There you go, 265.
Yup.
Nice. But yeah, as you can see, even that switch from one probe core to the other made all the difference. Man.
Oh, yeah.
It gave you like an additional 50k altitude.
What? That's all. There's my temperature scan. Cool. And let's see if we can get the atmospheric scan as well. We might be able to. Nope.
Well,
That
you might
isn't
be able
happening.
to transmit a portion of it at the very least.
87.5%. Okay, cool. So, nope, don't revert that.
Yeah, it's going to drain your batteries. It's going down
Yeah.
like crazy.
Didn't
But it'll
quite
save
make
the
it.
amount of energy you have to transmit next time.
So I can really just launch that same thing again without modifications.
Or ditch the thermometer if you want to make your life even easier.
Yeah. I already pressed launch.
Fair enough. Probably
Ooh,
not
boo.
worth
What's
that
up,
much
man?
effort.
Exactly. I've got like a little less than 20% of it left to transmit. That difference solely from weight. Yep.
Yeah, it's totally about the weight.
What about my dream of pegging kindergartners with water balloons from hot air? Ah, yeah, that's true. That is a dream I don't want to
And
give
honestly, that's another area I feel totally responsible for. But when I talked about symmetry being more important than weight,
up.
because it is kind of, up to a
Right.
certain extent, but weight is huge. And once you have control surfaces in particular, you can compensate for any deviation yourself, right?
Exactly. Yeah, that I've learned. In some of my off-camera stuff, I've been experimenting with less symmetrical setups.
Yeah.
Am I replying to chat? Yes, I am. In fact, because I replied to you, I forgot to hit my next stage. This is all your fault. That should be alright, though. my other rocket's still up there.
I'm just going to go AFK for a few minutes, Icy.
Cool.
I'll be right back.
And before Space Corps flybys. And here we go. We're getting... Oh. Yeah, cool. We're going to make it. The Boom Blaster 2. Want to do a video or series one day? I don't know, man. I don't often do series with other people. Just because it's hard to find the time managing multiple schedules. Flower's gotta make dung. I misread that as Flower's gonna make drugs. I don't know why. Hey, Doug. I don't know why I read it that way. There we go. First time I saw space in a game was Final Fantasy VII. Drugs and dung. Hey, Rayanter? I don't know if I'm reading that right. Dat Bahamut summon. Okay, 17 science. Okay, cool. I did pick up all of that. I think I'm basically going to be doing survivability. Why do you think you can eat creeper balls? Nasty side effects and dirty pleasure. Give me 1 second, guys. The screen I pulled up. Oh, it's another mod. It keeps track of science you earned without showing you what you can earn. So like the sun, it doesn't show me what I can earn around the sun. It just shows me what I have done. I can't remember what it's called, but it's super useful. Well, it's useful till the next update when they add that to the game. It shows the kings. Oh, right. The observatory. Okay, guys, we're gonna go survivability. I can almost guarantee this man's not coming down alive. Name of mod. I'll have to look at it, man, and see what it's called. Okay. Oh, wow. Launch enhancers are real early now. I like it. What does this node even do? It bothers me that it exists. I support BTSM with Flowerchild. Okay, Bob.
Okay, I'm back.
How's it going?
Oh, not too bad. I was just thinking I should probably post about this stream on the KSP forums.
Oh, cool. Appreciate it.
It might help a lot of new players out.
You really only need 1 stability crane. Yeah, but having more doesn't hurt me. Plus, my basic, like, concept with stability cranes is to get them high enough I can just get the science without having to launch.
Sorry, just distracted for a moment while I post this.
Okay. Okay, Bob's probably gonna die, guys. Just tossing that out there.
I think I mentioned this before, but I'm not particularly good at multitasking. I could probably never do what you do.
Okay, Bob. I can't remember how high he's allowed to go. Probably should have put more batteries. Okay. Well. Hey, Bone Crusher. Yep. Okay, let's try that one again. This is bad, poor Bob.
Oh, you had a sudden epiphany. This
Yup.
is just where I came back.
It's a pretty life-shattering one.
I think in this case, four-way symmetry on the fins would really help.
That's kind of where I'm leaning.
Give you much more control.
I had like no control in that. I don't know if you saw that ridiculous flight pattern.
No, I didn't actually. I was just posting on the KSP forums and came back to the death message.
You would have gotten a kick out of it. It was interesting.
Now, you actually don't need. I don't think you need any batteries on the ship.
I can almost guarantee he's not coming back alive.
I'm gonna get him back alive, man.
Are you?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
I'm gonna help you out with this
Let's
one.
rip
We're
off
gonna
the
get him back alive.
batteries.
Yeah, get rid of all those.
Get
Actually, get rid of the fins too.
rid of the fins?
Yeah, get rid of the fins, and we're gonna do something different.
Okay. Teach me. I'm ready.
Okay, his battery's gone.
All I have is the cockpit, the
Yeah,
parachute, and the rocket.
Strip it all off. All right, so let's get a couple of more boosters on there, which you're gonna think I'm insane for, but do it regardless.
Okay, how many we talking?
2.
2 more?
Two-way symmetry. Couple more boosters.
Okay.
Leave that one there. That's cool.
Let's put it this way. I'm on a bit of a delay, so I'm not sure what you're talking about at that
No
point.
problem. Two-way symmetry on those, yeah. Just put them on the sides or something. Or
Yeah.
front and back works too.
So is Flowerchild really the creator better than was? Yes, yes.
Okay, so now we're gonna get some fins in there.
Okay.
Yeah, put them on the side. I'm more familiar with that. I can't make any guarantees on the other one. So get some fins in there.
How many fins should I be looking at here?
2 to begin with. Down the middle, front and back.
Okay.
Or on the side. Those are the other 2 I was going to suggest. I know exactly.
So wait,
Okay.
do all 4
Now
or just 2 of them?
Get a couple of more parachutes on those 2 boosters. No, those were great. Those other fins were great.
Okay. Gotta love that.
Because
delay.
basically, what you're providing access of control with each of those.
Gotcha.
Okay, so you're going to be able to steer left and right with the ones that are on the middle, and then you're going to be able to steer up and down with those exactly on the sides.
Okay. How would you stage this?
Do the outer 2 first.
Okay.
That's it. And parachutes last, obviously. That little capsule
I was
icon
about to ask you about that.
that you've asked many times, that's a vanilla bug. That's not actually supposed to be there, and it doesn't do anything, so don't worry about it.
Oh, okay.
So where you have it is absolutely fine.
Cool. Let's.
So we're gonna get this guy home. Who are you putting in here?
Let's change the name first. Let's see. Who do we want to put in here? Let's put in Bob. I wonder if their stats are ever going to mean anything.
I have no idea. Well, I mentioned in the thread the other day that I was considering replacing stupidity with radiation accumulation. So I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. Bob's looking like a hero.
Yep. 3, 2, 1. I'm so scared.
Bob is the original space monkey.
How high can I go?
Well, see the atmosphere meter
Right.
just below altitude?
Okay.
That first light blue bar is as high as you can go. I think it's
Okay.
about 10 kilometers.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
So-
Gotcha.
Actually, start angling forward. Start pitching forward like an aircraft.
I'm trying.
Is it not turning?
No, it's turning a bit.
You're pitching backwards, but
Oh.
hopefully... No, just keep going. Just keep going whichever way you're going.
Should I be? Am I just leaving the middle stage completely? Because if I had
I
popped
wouldn't
that on,
fire
I'm
it right
pretty-
now,
Yeah, I'm pretty
because-
sure he'd be dead. Okay. Now
Once
I'm
you level
going
off, fire it to reduce weight, but wait until you're almost level with the horizon.
Yeah, I have missed that opportunity. Let's just make that one clear. If I fire it, he dies.
No, if you fire it, you'll be able to pull back up.
Really? Oh,
Yep.
we'll give it
Go
a
ahead
shot.
and fire it,
Oh,
man.
crap. I just misstaged. So...
Throw caution to the wind. You might still be able to land it with a full booster.
We'll see.
Yeah. 3 parachutes is pretty heavy.
Yeah, I'm done with Minecraft for the night. Yeah, I don't know how I messed up that staging.
Well, too late to worry about it now.
Well, he's going right down on the runway.
I just don't know if this will land. I don't think I ever tried it with one full booster. This is a lot of weight, but it's entirely possible.
That answers it.
It should open around 500.
You're gonna like what happens instead of that.
Now, if you're below about... Whoa, what happened there?
I don't know. He just exploded. So we're gonna
Oh, very strange.
We're gonna try this again.
Let's just forget that happened.
Exactly. Okay, so I just want to get a crew report. So, you know, with me, I would just forget to take the crew report completely.
Yeah, and you can set those up as action groups too.
Oh, really?
Which makes it super easy. Yeah,
Very
you can
nice.
crew
I'll
reports.
start doing that. You just click on the cockpit?
Yep. Now that's taken care of. You don't have to worry about it again. Now, don't tilt over too far yet, because you may not be able to... Actually, no, you don't have to gain altitude. I was thinking about the next cockpit.
Yep. I'm just hoping the solid fuel booster burns out before it slams him into the ocean.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
Maybe. It's gonna be real close.
You're almost flying like an aircraft right now.
Okay, I think I got it now. Barely. That was close. That was real close.
Well, these missions are almost intended as a bit of craziness to provide a bit of a diversion, you know, to help break up the early tech tree.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not just constantly launching, you know, one unguided rocket after another. Like
Right.
This gives a bit of a different design challenge. Oh yeah, you're going to be great.
That
Usually
was
what I
real intense.
usually what I tend to look at is if you're over 10 meters per second on your velocity going down, that tends to be really dangerous.
Okay. Just let him slowly drift into the ocean.
But I do believe Bob will easily survive this journey.
Bob going bobbing.
Yeah.
He's come a long way, though, buying control surfaces and all. Aw, thank you. There we go. That was pretty. That was a very pretty landing. And recover. Give me that juicy science.
And there you go. Nice safe landing.
Thank you. Which gives me just enough science for general rocketry.
Wait a sec. Yeah, you want to recover that? There you go.
Yeah, I almost didn't. Okay.
Lots of science.
Never trusted I've had ships blow up at 1.8 meters a second. Oh. Okay, so next step would be orbit.
Well, probably not a stable orbit.
Yeah, but some kind of orbital-esque thing.
There's 2 more nodes you really need to attain a stable
Oh,
orbit.
I don't have RCS at all.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And also staging.
Oh yeah, that's important.
Decouplers is the other one you really need.
Okay, so how would you run this one?
Probably 2 of those tanks.
Okay.
One on top of the other. I'd probably slap another one of those fuel tanks on the center column.
Right. Okay. There we go.
Yep. A few boosters on there.
Oh, I can actually just pop the liquid engine.
Actually, those boosters will probably have to be a bit lower, or you're going to burn off your engine on the center.
I absolutely detest the building at this sometimes. It's so touchy.
Yeah, there are a lot
crap.
of little bugs and gotchas and everything else.
Yep.
You just kind of got to get used to it with time. Hopefully they'll fix them eventually.
Yeah, we'll see. There we go.
And one thing I find is actually the tall boosters are a little easier to place that way.
Mm-hmm. If I'm remembering correctly, ravioli scans take a fair amount of energy.
Yeah, and as far as staging goes, I'd suggest moving that liquid engine to be with the first two solid boosters. So they all fire at once.
Cool. Is there a way to see the amount of energy you have while in building, or is it just added up?
Yeah, I don't think there's any in-game readout right now. You have to compute it for
Okay.
yourself.
Well, that means I will continue to use guesstimation.
Yeah, totally. Although the gravioli is particularly heavy on the battery, so I might suggest a few more.
Yeah. Let's get... Oh, wait. There we go. 3 sets of 12 batteries, or is that excessive?
I don't know. It kind of comes down to guesstimation at this stage.
We'll see how it works.
I think 3 sets of 4 is reasonable. I don't think this thing will have that much trouble getting it off the ground.
Hey, Soup.
Don't forget your fins.
Hey, Wolvenstorm. Oh, yeah, that's a really good call. I misheard you. Thought you said friends for a moment. I was like, wait, what? I'll try not to forget you guys. There we go. Actually, I think those are a bit low. Sure, Fluffer. I cannot get over your name, man. Okay. Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Oh, just max your throttle at the start, man. And now you can cut it almost completely once you hit about 100.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you're way over accelerating now.
Yeah, I am.
And by the way, one really useful trick is you could just hit X to completely cut your throttle.
Right, okay. I made my name Fluffer before it was too late to find out what it meant. Poor guy.
Yeah, you're over accelerating a bit, but not too bad.
I need to learn the terminal velocities a bit better. And by that I mean know any of them besides like 2,000 and 4,000.
See, one thing you really want to watch for though is that you were deaccelerating there briefly,
Right.
which you probably want to avoid. Like you've basically paid for your velocity and fuel. You don't want to give it up once you have it.
Gotcha.
Oh, and like I mentioned, you can push that overheat meter practically to the point where it's full before you start taking damage.
Okay.
So don't be afraid to push the throttle a little harder than you have been.
Gotcha. Get up.
And yeah, you could probably get away with leaning now, because you actually want to arc over a number of biomes rather than just go straight up.
I believe I will get just the ocean. Yeah, I should have leaned far earlier.
Oh, that's cool. You could probably get shores and ocean. It'll certainly be enough to buy one more node.
Yep. Dat node science. No, Flowerchild made the mod I'm playing, not Kerbal Space Program itself. Oops.
Whoa! Did you hit high orbit there?
So, kind of forgot something important. Yes, I definitely hit high orbit.
Did you already get your temperature and,
Yes, I got all my temperature and I got everything from high orbit.
Okay, cool. I think I may have missed that part.
Yeah. I kind of forgot something a little important. Anyway,
actually, what you're doing now is a really good idea in changing your trajectory there.
It would have been good if I could have gained anything from that flight at all.
Why is that? You out of electricity, or?
No antennas.
Oh, man. It's not quite as good as the parachutes on the Mun, but it's...
You're just not going to let that go, are you?
No, never. I think that may have been the best thing I ever said. Well, it was the same mistake Neil Armstrong made, so I can't really fault him.
So basically, I'm Neil Armstrong.
Yeah. They just
Excellent.
edited that. They edited that part out of the Mun landing footage, or the moon landing footage.
It was all made in the Hollywood basement, so
Yeah.
it's easy to do.
A parachute just covered the camera, so it was terrible.
Yeah, I'm going a little too fast.
Well, it's tricky, right? Which is what makes this whole thing interesting. Otherwise, the launches would be deathly boring after a while.
Oh, yeah.
But the fact that there's a real learning curve to it and an actual skill to piloting keeps them interesting.
Exactly, which is... I made the mistake of looking at other mods for KSP. I didn't try any of them. Just glancing through to see what was available.
Yeah.
And I came across MechJeb,
Yeah.
which is the most mind-blowing thing I've ever seen. Yeah.
You know what, dude? Since I posted a link to this on the KSP forums, I will refuse to comment on MechJeb.
Okay.
I'm basically pleading the fifth.
Sounds good. What do I think about Starbound? I have an interesting relationship with that game. I enjoy it. I just don't know how much.
But honestly, like from my point of view, I wouldn't recommend buying it right now.
Yeah. It got...
the development direction, there's a lot of interesting concepts in it, but the development direction is still too uncertain to really make a call on it. So I'd just wait a while to see how it starts turning out.
Like, at this point, I just find it way too repetitive.
Yeah, it's kind of gotten there. Well, it was largely the last patch that did that because they made ores so overabundant that it killed a lot of the progression.
Mm-hmm.
So by the time you hit the second or third sector, there's... I don't know, it just kind of falls into a rut.
Right.
Because there's not much that you're working towards or that's challenging you anymore. So it all starts to just feel the same.
Yeah, I could definitely agree with that. Yeah, I don't know, it's one of those games I've been watching only while also watching, or playing only while watching Netflix.
Oh,
which
really?
to me
Wow.
is not a great sign for a game.
Yeah. There are a lot of really interesting design decisions, though, in it. Like, I keep going on the forums about how I love the mining, and that the whole thing where when you're mining one block, it damages the one surrounding it.
Right.
Because it almost introduces like a little geometric minigame into mining, right? Is that you're constantly choosing which block you're actually hitting to maximize your efficiency in getting the blocks around it, right? And
That
to me,
frustrated the hell out of me until I discovered I could hold shift to only mine one.
I didn't even know that. I've played the entire game without that, and I love it. That's odd. Well, to me, what it does is it just introduces enough thought into the whole mining process, keep your brain at least partially engaged.
Right.
Because that's one thing I really find with gaming in games like, or mining in games like Minecraft and Terraria, is that it's lacking that. Like, it becomes this total Zen state type activity, you know, where you just tune out and think about something else and just click on the block, right?
Right, right.
So I find what they're doing in Starbound, where you actually have to at least think about, you know, where you're mining to a certain extent and the effect that it has on the surrounding material, that it keeps it just engaging enough to be interesting.
Yeah, I can see that. Okay, so I got like 1 and a bit out of that.
Which one did you get?
Ocean and a little bit of grasslands.
Gotcha.
Fluffer, you don't need to keep posting what a fluffer is.
And man, at this point, I just recommend, space, no, not revert, but Space Enter. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I keep almost doing that. And yeah, these are each 45 a node. So let's launch again. I can probably afford to put some more batteries on here. Not have to launch it as many times.
Yeah, I'm sure. Well, you're getting a lot of excess altitude out of that, right?
Yeah.
Which is a sure sign that you've got room to spare.
There we go. So, Flower, are you going to tackle modding Starbound so I can buy it too?
No. In retrospect, I consider this whole KSB mod thing a mistake. I probably shouldn't have engaged in this to begin with, but you know, now that I've done it, I'm committed to it. So
now, it's given us an incredibly fun product. Honestly, I would have been done with KSB long ago. Were it not
oh,
for
thanks,
this.
man. I appreciate that, and I'm extremely happy with it too, and I've had a lot of fun with it. I just don't think it was the smartest move for me to take on a second modding project.
Understandable.
And you can mock me for that one because you called it in our last video.
I mean, I have to assume, though, that getting a break had to be kind of nice, clearing the head, you know?
Yeah, I think I must have needed it at some level. You know, it's just work on something different.
Right.
Kind of get myself out of that headspace and just work on a completely new project. Because, like, Better Than Wolves, man, it's been 2.5 years, right? Where I've just continually been thinking about that same problem, basically. So, yeah, it is really nice to move on to something else, just not particularly practical right now.
Right, right.
And I really do enjoy it, you know. If I just had infinite free time, I'd definitely choose to do something like this.
Mm-hmm. Sadly, limitations.
Yeah.
Stupid humanity.
That whole finite lifespan thing I always mention.
Ah. I am incredibly excited for Hardcore Villagers as well. Abysmal. Can't wait to see what you pull out of that.
Me too. Well, the problem that I mentioned before with Villagers is that it's just such kind of a wide open design topic that
Right.
you could make like an entire game out of it, which is exactly what I'm trying to avoid doing, right? Is I'm trying to do just enough to make them compelling without turning it into something that keeps me occupied development-wise for the next 6 months or a year.
Yeah, understandable.
Yeah.
I think that's part of why I'm so excited about the Villagers, though, is because it's just At least, you know, now that you've thrown off the shackles of trying to stay somewhat close to vanilla, I'm really excited to see what you're going to pull out of it.
Yeah. Well,
Oop.
like, villagers are just such a hanging loose end, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if it wasn't already called Better Than Wolves, it could have easily been called Better Than Villagers, right? Because they were just kind of thrown in there and left to their own devices, you know, without really defining any particular gameplay for them.
Right.
And even the gameplay that was there, like trading, didn't fill a particular role in a game. It just provided a duplicate method of doing things that were already there, right? And obtaining resources.
Because they added a resource specifically for it that really.
Oh, the emeralds.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's.
It bothered me.
That was entirely self-serving the system, right?
Exactly.
Like, it doesn't feed back into it in any way. So, it's not like it really added anything at all.
Exactly.
I suppose the occasional piece of candy while you're mining in mountains or whatever. But otherwise, it was all stuff that was already in the game, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this brand new system that didn't really give you anything new, you know, except some really exploity farming mechanics.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Like, I'm a huge fan of mob traps, but man, the villager farms that I've seen are just
they're absurd.
Yeah. So that's why, like I said, it's just such a wide open topic. You know, it could potentially keep somebody occupied for a very long time. And there have been entire mods based around villager mechanics like millionaire or what have you, right?
Right.
You know, which obviously a hell of a lot of work was invested in. I remember actually when they introduced the vanilla villagers, you know, I felt really bad for mods like Millionaire or Millionaire in particular, because so much work was invested into that, and so little was invested into vanilla villagers, and at the same time, in some weird way, kind of made Millionaire obsolete.
Right.
Because now villagers were part of vanilla. It seemed really weird.
Yeah, that last launch was terrible. So we're just gonna do it again.
Well, you should probably only need a couple of biomes here to.
Right. Yeah, just only put me over ocean again.
Yeah, I think actually launching towards the north helps a lot because you get the mountains and the highlands and all that fun stuff.
I did not tilt early enough.
You're gonna lose control soon, though.
Yup. Ah, it's cool. I'll still get a biome.
Get it while you can.
Can we stop talking about fluffers, guys?
Well, we also have emeralds as a topic of conversation.
Yeah, I mean, we can go back to the emeralds.
He says he likes emeralds. Okay.
Take it easy, Dark.
Well, the problem being, though, that gold and iron nuggets were already an oversaturated resource.
Yeah.
So instead of balancing those, they had to come up with a brand new one.
And just...
Yeah, I don't know.
It was interesting to make the resource so rare to find, like, in the world, and then so incredibly easy to farm from villagers.
Yeah.
The trades were just so terribly balanced.
It's just really an incomplete system, man.
Yeah.
You know, it was one of those things that Notch added in at the last moment and, you know, and then fled.
Yeah.
Fled from the community he had created.
I dropped by to watch BTSM in action. This is what I get. Oh, I'm sorry, Nathan. Always treated villagers like the hookers in GTA. Use them to benefit you, and you run them over to get your stuff back.
If it really is Nathan, he's the current maintainer of Deadly Reentry.
Oh.
I've been talking with him a lot on the on the KSP forums recently.
You're the one making my life hell. Thank you.
Well, it's a very interesting hell.
Oh, it is. I've picked up 2 behind... Oh, barely. 3 electric charge left when that upload finished.
Good to see you, Nathan. Thanks for stopping by here, man.
Cool. Don't revert.
Ooh, you got Tundra.
Yup. I got 2. I love
How'd
that I
you
came
manage
out
to
of
get
that.
Tundra?
I have no idea.
I think there's actually like an odd splotch of Tundra next to KSP for no real reason. I've run into that myself before.
I cheated it. That's how. Okay, let's take a look. What did I end up getting? I got a tiny bit of grasslands. I've got
That's
a
quite the
shore,
arc you got
tundra,
going
and
there.
water. I love that I got tundra. That's ridiculous.
Yeah. No, I've seriously had that happen before. There seems to be like some weird error in the terrain map that generates a patch of tundra near KSP.
I've got a delicious
KSC,
79
I should say.
science.
Woo! Congrats.
And due to
what do we got here?
having learned, I'm leaning towards flight control here.
So what do we got? 45 science.
Um,
Well, yeah, obviously it's a bit of an easier choice now that the heat shield is also included in that.
Right.
But really, the middle two, you can't really use one without the other. Like, those 2 middle nodes are the ones that you
V-coupler.
need. Yeah, those are really the 2 that you need in order to obtain a stable orbit.
I gotta be honest, I do not know how to use the bicoupler at all. Every time I put that on a vehicle, it just ends terribly.
Yeah. I really should consider moving those higher, because without struts, or space duct tape as people refer
They're
to
so
them,
wiggly.
well, they're basically a disaster waiting to happen. Yeah. But I kind of like disasters waiting to happen.
Yeah, no, it's a good thing.
Yeah, I feel they build character for players.
Okay, so yeah, we're definitely going flight control. I get-
Well, wait, what do you got on the bottom there? I think you got goo
goo.
canisters.
Goo.
Actually, that one may be your easiest science right now.
Well,
you
I
got
already
another-
chose.
Oh, did you? Well, you got another manned flight into high altitude. You got goo at low and high altitude. You won't be able to re-enter it.
Mhm.
So that one might not have been bad. You're just going to be doing more gravioli scans now.
Right,
So
right.
it's basically the same thing, right?
Yeah.
Except
and-
now you can get steering in orbit. which-
Exactly. I mean, I'll be able to pick up another biome easily, and that's all I need. So, I'm looking at my comments, Fluffer. I'm just kind of ignoring them because they're creeping me out.
What is KJR?
Yeah, I was about to ask that.
That's why I'm here to help, man.
It's good for sticking on the bottom of a rocket so you'd have 2 engines on 1 fuel tank. Really? I didn't think you could do that. I felt like I tried that and it just didn't.
Or are you talking about, yeah, you can do that for sure.
Oh.
But 2 tanks will probably... Kerbal joint reinforcement. We don't need no stinking reinforcement here. It's all about rockets falling apart. I actually haven't looked at that one, Nathan. I'll check it out.
Okay, is it best to go with 4 on the RCS jets?
Yes.
Okay.
For precise control, yes.
And then put them
And-
on both ends?
There's a couple of caveats. Like, I think people have told you before that it's best to place them on the ends,
Yeah.
which is true. Except one thing to keep in mind is that once you get to docking,
Mm-hmm.
you need them kind of evenly spaced around the center of mass or at the center of mass, or you're going to end up mixing translation and rotation, which means you're going to be both thrusting in a direction and thrusting to rotate at the same time. Now, that's not something you need to worry about now.
Oh yeah, I'm
but
terrified of when I get to docking. Like, I'm not excited about this.
Docking is probably one of the hardest things in the game, for sure. But it also is really cool when you pull it off.
I managed a goo return from the mun without struts.
And honestly, you don't need two sets right now, Icy.
Okay.
You could probably just place one at the top.
Oh, something I wanted to ask
you
you.
aren't staging.
The way I
Yep.
put those on the bottom, underneath the fins, is that an exploit or is that just the way Kerbal works? I just wanted your opinion on that.
I wouldn't really consider it an exploit because you're not giving yourself any real advantage there. I just call it wonky vanilla behavior, you know? Like...
Okay. Just out of habit turned on SAS. And launch in 3, 2, 1.
What happened to the countdown?
I counted up.
Oh. Okay. Now it's just that time delay thing again. I'm getting confused.
What about aerodynamic nose cones? I don't think I've ever used them.
Yeah, and it's one of the main reasons that I've been considering integrating FAR. Yeah, exactly. I was talking to Nathan about that earlier today. Is there a number of things that... because FAR, for people who don't know, it's an aerodynamics mod.
Okay.
Which introduces realistic aerodynamics into KSP. And there are a lot of things that I like about that. First of all, nose cones would actually serve a purpose.
That'd be nice.
Because right now they're basically just extra weight, which really doesn't make much sense at all. And removes interesting gameplay, right? Because if you have to worry about nose cones and you have to worry about what's under them,
right?
You know, design becomes more in-depth and interesting as a result. The other thing that it would bring into it that I'd really like is that, remember in previous versions I used to have the fixed fins earlier in the text tree?
Right.
And then I got rid of them. Now, the whole reason I had them earlier in the text tree is because fixed fins actually act to stabilize rockets and help keep them pointed in a straight line. Okay? So they were actually there to help players get into high orbit more easily, right? Just fire their rockets straight up.
Mm-hmm.
But I kind of learned the hard way that in vanilla KSP, they actually don't work that way, and I'm not actually sure what they do other than add weight.
I know you can, like, put them in... Okay, I am just terrible at this control right now. I don't even want you to watch this flight. Please don't.
Well, I think I'll go have a smoke then.
It's real bad.
So, be right back.
This is the worst flight ever, guys. I'm still gonna pull some science out of it. Oop, oop. Cool. God, RCS is hard to control with no SAS. I love that I'm just launching rockets so quickly the other ones are still falling out of the air. Okay, there's the rest of my grasslands science. Did that transmit at all? Oh no, I pressed keep instead of transmit. GG. Hoping only another 10 minutes for this video to control. What, Will? To control? Oh, encode, gotcha. What program do you use, man? Highlands data? Excellent. When do I usually stream? All I know for certain is the next stream is going to be 4 p.m. tomorrow. I'm going to do more better than starting Mant. Avid Mux. Yeah, I've never heard of that one. Free open source, terrible user experience. Nice. Do I have a Minecraft server? I'll be opening a vanilla server on the 5th of January is the launch date. How many cities I would have bombed by now? It would have been pretty terrible. Curious if trimming is useful with rockets? Wait, what? What do you mean by trimming? Hey, weird. Sorry, I just completely missed your comment there. Why do I spin? There's no reason not to spin. I mean, this thing's not going to land anyway, so. Trim equals alt plus... Oh. Gotcha. The things, what does the red man mean? The eye mean and the heart mean? What? Oh, it's the number of followers, viewers. I'm sorry, views, people currently viewing and followers I have. Tiny permanent change to control surface. Oh, okay, gotcha. Why vanilla? Why not better than wolves? Because you really can't open a public better than wolves server. You can't really run any protection with it. Okay, guys, I'm gonna take just a moment, running an ad on YouTube. Thank you guys so much for you guys watching on YouTube. It means a huge amount to me and helps support me. And I'll be back. Or not. My ad insertion button just didn't work. No, that's the amount of views I've had on my channel. Oh, okay, cool. How's it going, Force? Yeah, I'm on YouTube. Oh, please don't lock up. Why do I have a feeling it's gonna... Oh, it didn't lock up. Woo! What did I just click?
And I'm back.
Welcome back.
What kind of disaster are you in now?
I got 2 more biomes out of that, actually.
Oh, excellent.
Well, finished the grasslands and got highlands, so... So...
And your interface is still active.
Yeah, that was nice, too. Oh, thank you, Fluffer. So, you think Goo next? Science Tech?
Well, the thing is, you've already got the RCS thrusters.
So I could just go staging. And
yeah, you get the other piece of the puzzle and put yourself in a nice stable orbit.
Okay. Now you're putting pressure on me.
This is the point at which I'm going to start asking you why a lot.
Ah, God. Okay, well, obviously the perfect option here.
Only 39 people watching. I think any more and I'd start getting stage fright.
Glad you didn't come in earlier. Scarlet rated me and I had like... I don't even remember. A couple hundred.
Fair enough.
Yeah, the reason I have so few viewers and so many subs is Oh wait, you're talking about YouTube. Gotcha. Never mind. You should be with the single stage to orbit even with what you have, unless Flower changed LSPS? You're using a lot of words, I don't know, man. Okay, actually, you only didn't know one of those.
Actually, Nathan, the mod has its own engines at this stage, so yes, they're less efficient.
Get out of here, Spyfang, you scumbag. Specific influence. Oh, okay.
You notice the engine that he pops up here is the LV-15 as opposed to 30?
Okay, let me know what you feel about this.
I'll just keep going. I'll speak up.
I never know.
And say why.
I never know how tall I can make this thing without it just falling over. Actually, I should probably switch that.
Well, you do have the launch stabilizers now, so...
Right. I should probably switch that so I'm not carrying the dead weight around as long. Right?
Looking good so far.
Or should I... I just switched it to have 2 tanks on the top stage and then 1 tank. So I can
no,
drop
actually,
off
I think
the boosters.
I wouldn't even use boosters, man.
No? Okay.
No, what I do instead is radially attach 4 tanks. I think I mentioned this in your chat, because when doing, in your YouTube comments, that when you're doing serial staging, what you really want to happen is for all your engines at a particular level to burn out at the same time.
Gotcha.
Okay, so with the radially attached boosters, what was ending up happening is that your poor liquid engine in the center was carrying a lot of dead boosters along with it.
So like that?
Yeah, well, I'm still watching you serially place rockets here.
Right.
So. Actually, this is one area where assemblies come in real handy. So I'd say ditch the... Yeah, I'll step you through using those. Okay. I'd say ditch those ones you got on the side right now.
Okay.
Now, the part tabs at the top left, the rightmost one is the assembly tab, so select that.
Okay.
Yeah, and get rid of those ones on the side. Sorry.
No, I did.
Sorry, delay again.
Yep.
So, everything below your decoupler in that central column, grab that and drag it over to that spot that says sub-assembly drop zone.
Oh, okay, I see. I see what we're doing here.
So now you can name that, and then you'll be able to place that entire thing.
Nice, okay.
So that's basically what assemblies are, and they can come in extremely handy for designing rockets. Exactly.
Okay. Yes, get some batteries on this. Okay, actually first let's put on some antennas so I don't forget that again. Putting them at the bottom.
Pins are nice.
As much as I want to put them at the top because they look cooler.
Oh no, please don't place 4 antennas. Yay.
Oh, I didn't.
Oh, and actually one thing I'll mention here that you're not doing here, but I've seen in some of your previous designs, like putting RCS thrusters at the very bottom of this rocket would basically be useless, right? Because while that first stage is going, you're still in the atmosphere.
Gotcha.
And all your steering is coming from the fins. So if you were to place a second set of RCS thrusters, then I wouldn't advise it.
They should be near the antennas.
Exactly. Exactly.
I wonder how many batteries I can get this baby to carry. Oh, come on, battery, stop messing with me. we go.
I really don't know what's up with that wonky
I cannot
placement
stand
behavior.
it.
Yeah, it drives me nuts too.
Might be getting a bit excessive with the batteries. Let's just put 2.
Yeah, they are batteries in BTSM.
Those aren't batteries. Don't.
Also, elongated seismometer models.
There we go.
What they aren't is potatoes.
That's good. Glad to hear that.
There's a running gag about that in the tech tree.
I love it. Cracks me up. What is this? Playing BTSM.
You know, I might recommend another set of those launch stabilizers down towards the bottom to minimize the wobble. Well, see what happens when you launch now, since you're doing it. Once again, lagging behind in the video.
Yup. GG Twitch. Okay, let's... Nothing is
See how
potatoes.
much it's wiggling around here. Oh, it looks pretty stable.
Fairly minimal.
Well, heck, launch it. Let's see what happens.
Oop. Oop, wrong way.
Well, it appears to fly. Oh, watch your heat.
Yeah.
Although you're probably hearing that too late.
Yeah, I got a little close there.
All good, all good. Nothing blew up. Yeah, you didn't have to decelerate that much. You can keep the heat levels up where they were. And that was perfectly safe.
Gotcha.
You just don't want them getting any higher. So I guess once you hit around 10,000, which I won't claim is optimal, but might just be a good sort of starting point, you can start leaning over towards the east, and the main thing is to do that gradually.
But I've learned from my YouTube contents that 10,000 is optimal in every possible situation.
No. But it does serve as a decent kind of rough guideline.
Right, right. The amount of comments I get from people who've never played the mod and assume it's... somehow manage to assume it's vanilla.
Well, even the number of assumptions you get that aren't necessarily correct for vanilla either. Like, I don't think I've run into a game where there are so many myths floating around.
Yeah.
Like, it's the kind of thing where you have to check and recheck every piece of information you get from people. Because a lot of it's just plain wrong.
Yeah.
You know, like I remember there was one guy in your videos that was saying, "Oh, just fly up to 40,000, turn sideways, and orbit."
Yo.
And it's like, whoa, okay. I think you're doing fine here.
Oh, yeah, I should have been turning far before this point.
And a lot of the details, too, that you're getting fed with are just kind of oversaturating you with information.
Right.
Like, yeah, the stuff you're doing is not optimal, but usually the stuff I try to point out is that which is really hurting you. And just cut your throttle here entirely, man. I should have been paying more attention. Just shut it off.
Okay. Wow, I got much higher than I meant to. Yeah, I should have turned to 90 a lot sooner there.
I'm lagging far, far behind you.
God, RCS is so hard to control
Okay,
without SAS.
so, let's see. With the LV-15, I'd say wait until you're about 30 seconds from your apoapsis,
I refuse to
if
say
I'm
that word
pronouncing that
correctly.
Yeah, it's the kind of word that I've always read and never actually speak. So,
And it pisses people off so much in my comments, and I love it.
yeah, it's a big whatever there. So I'd say wait maybe until you're about 30 seconds off it.
Okay.
Turn to burn prograde, which is that big green circle.
The one with... Wait, which one? The one
On your nav ball there's the big green circle.
The one I'm not near?
No,
Okay.
you're fairly near it, at least at the portion of the video I'm seeing.
Okay, so it's not the one with, like, the... Okay, that's retrograde, I believe.
Yeah, that big...
The one with the straight lines, right?
Yeah, the one with the X through it, that's retrograde.
Okay.
Which is opposite your direction of travel. You don't want to be burning in that direction.
Gotcha.
Because that'll slow you down, which is not what you want. And I think that's what you're orienting. Okay, you're switching back. Damn video lag. Okay, so that big green circle, all that represents is the direction you're currently heading in.
Okay.
Okay, and you're going to see as you get closer to your apoapsis, that is going to get closer and closer to the horizon. See the way it's moving down there?
Right.
And when you're about 30 seconds off, it's going to be very close to the horizon. You just burn straight towards that, right? And what that's doing, it's increasing your velocity in the direction of travel, and you're going to see that it's going to cause your orbit to the arc of your orbit to basically spread out.
Okay.
Right. And you want it to spread out until it fully encompasses the planet, right? And creates a full circle, which means that you're in a stable orbit. Well, as long as the opposite side's above the atmosphere.
70,
so
right?
It needs to, yeah, exactly. It needs to be above 70 kilometers.
And should I just keep burning, or should I let myself get closer?
Full throttle it. Actually, check your regular view to make sure it's not overheating. I don't think it will, though, outside of the atmosphere.
Yeah, I think it's stabilized. Oop.
Okay, good.
That went a bit far. That went way too far. And now I go to make the orbit smaller. I go close to the Opalopagus and burn prograde.
Don't worry about it. Just cut your engines for now. Yeah, you're in a high orbit on the other side. Yep. So yeah, burn retrograde, bring it back in below 250.
Should I get closer to the Opalopagus, or just do it now?
You could just do it now.
Okay.
You're close enough that it'll work. It'll be a little wonky tonks, but not too much to use your phrase.
I love that phrase. It's so good. Okay.
And you can use a smaller amount of thrust. Like, you don't have to burn full throttle, right?
Go big or go home.
To make it more precise. No, it just gives you a little more control.
Yeah, I gotcha.
That's the only reason I said it.
Cool. We're in orbit.
Excellent. Now, if you'd want to circularize that... Oh, a couple of tips. If you go back into map view...
Okay.
Sorry, video lag again. Now, if you hover your mouse over either of those two tabs, you'll get the readout of altitude. If you click on it, it'll stay in place so that you'll have that data displayed at all times, which makes orbital adjustments a lot easier.
That's really nice.
So you don't have to hover your mouse over it. And actually, let's just try to circularize this because just to
yeah, good to learn.
Yeah, exactly. So you're approaching your apoapsis, which is the highest point of your orbit at this point, right?
Right.
Now, this is the most effective place to raise your periapsis, which is on the opposite side. And this is the key of the stuff that I keep talking about. Like, if you want to head in one direction, you want to burn prograde on the opposite side.
Okay.
Right? So if you want to raise your periapsis, you burn at the prograde, which is the direction of your travel at the apoapsis, which you're getting close to.
So let's get ourselves a little bit closer with the magic of time warp. It's nice that no one's yelling at me for time warping. It's an interesting feeling.
No, well, once you're outside of the atmosphere, time warp as often and as much as you like, as long as you don't overshoot.
Okay, so just basically burn until they're roughly equal.
Yeah, and hopefully I don't end up winding up putting you in a high orbit, but this is really, I just wanted to explain that for the exercise, so
yeah,
hopefully it's a little clearer.
Definitely.
Because really, this is, like I was saying a while ago, this 90% of the burns that you will be doing in KSP are either prograde or retrograde at either the apoapsis or the periapsis.
Yeah, that's close enough for me.
Yeah.
Any closer, I'm so close to high orbit.
So this kind of burn you're doing now is representative of 90% of the burns that you'll be doing in this game.
Okay.
It's almost always a matter of doing exactly this.
Going on rails kills all rotation. Huh. Okay, I should probably
So yeah, man.
see if I can get some science done.
Yeah, get some science done.
Oh, that's Highlands. I hate the dark side of Kerbin.
And actually, while we're up here anyway, and since you have some fuel left after you do your science, I could give you kind of a brief walkthrough of re-entry procedure.
Okay.
Which obviously won't work with this rocket, but
yeah, kind of lacking.
We'll give you an idea the next time
pieces.
You do.
Oh, that was far too far. Wait, is there even any more science I can get from this orbit? I got highlands, grasslands. Let me get a look real quick. See what I got. Can't remember if I got shore or not. Oh, okay.
Gently
gotcha,
rolling
Nathan.
hills. Can you show me your map a second?
Yeah. Give me just 1 moment. I'll pop back in there.
Cool.
Grasslands,
I was going to try to
highlands,
point out where the
shore,
Badlands are for you.
Tundra and water. Mountains. I haven't gotten mountains yet. I just exited the game. I do that all the time with that mod. It looks like the exit button for the screen. I was like, nope, I'm out. Okay. What's a good spec setup for KSP? I'm gonna upgrade my laptop in the new year, and I've been putting off buying KSP since it out my
I have no idea.
current can handle it. Also, does Flowerchild's mod require higher specs?
It shouldn't. No, not at all. I've added very little in-flight code, and the stuff I have added should only apply specifically to stuff like pressurized or unpressurized cockpits and that kind of thing. So
Okay.
I'd seriously doubt it would impact performance.
I have my map up for whenever you catch up. And according to Nathan, KSP is CPU bound, GPU doesn't matter much.
Yeah, I think it's a matter of it being single-threaded or something that's causing a lot of the performance problems. Just based on hearsay, I actually verified that myself. Where were we? Oh, yes. I wanted to point out Badlands.
Okay.
See those two lakes south of your current position? Or to the southwest?
Yeah.
There's like two lakes connected, surrounded by a river, connected by mountains.
I'm waving my mouse over. I'm still
No, to the left. It's just kind of on the edge of the sunlight there. There's like those two. That's it. Those two lakes.
Okay.
Badlands is just to the west of those.
Oh. That's so random.
But like I said, it's
I'm glad it's not required.
not necessary. Yeah, exactly.
See if I can catch the mountains on this pass. No. Nope. Oh wait, deserts. Completely forgot about the desert. Ah, there's the mountains. Sweet. Sweet, sweet science.
I'm currently listening to Led Zeppelin during this flight, and it's really working quite well.
According to Abysmal Time, I can answer these both. My laptop is crap and runs better than Wolves with no problem. Wait, as for KSP, bigger builds will lag.
Oh, and see that big beige spot to your right, Icy?
Yeah.
That's a desert.
Gonna grab it. Thanks.
Which
for
I
that.
normally wouldn't. Which I normally wouldn't put a point out, but since you tried to use parachutes on the Mun,
Yeah, I figured that was coming. I knew it was coming. Beautiful, beautiful science. Ooh, I might not be able to get all the desert.
Although what you did there is one of the nice side effects of having 2 antennas.
Yep. I don't think we can practice re-entry with this one.
Are you out of fuel? Oh, you're out of juice.
Unless we can do it in 0.05. Now we're done.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Oh, well.
Yep. It'll just float in space forever.
Have you done a re-entry yet?
Yeah, I have.
You did?
Mm-hmm.
Successfully?
Yep. Yeah, I have. Let me go.
Was it goo or was it a man module?
Let me double check. I'm going to just jump to the Space Center and switch saves real quick.
Because the goo is actually the harder of the two.
Oh yeah, I don't think I've done a like high space reentry with goo, but I'm pretty sure I've done a near Kerbal.
Oh yeah, cool.
I think I'm gonna double check
Oh,
that.
congrats,
So I'm not
man.
lying to you. Let's take a look. Goo science. I've gotten upper atmosphere, flying, and space. Yeah, I haven't gotten high space
Oh,
yet.
you did it. Cool.
And then, let's see, crew reports. I have gotten most of the biomes.
Goo re-entry is definitely one of the harder things to do.
Yeah, the high space one, I've played around with that a couple times. It is a pain in the ass. I
Well,
had-
did you actually attain a stable orbit with it, or did you just kind of launch it up and bring it back down?
I believe I just launched it up. I'm pretty sure.
Ah, okay, that's why I don't remember it. Because, yeah, if you just launch it like that, you're not really performing a re-entry. You're just kind of going up and down.
Gotcha.
Right, because re-entry is kind of an aerobraking maneuver, which is using the atmosphere to slow you down. Because when you're orbiting, you're moving ungodly fast, right? So if you just re-enter straight away at a steep angle, you're gonna wind up burning up because you're moving too fast for the density of atmosphere. So where the whole re-entry thing comes in is that you're actually performing an aerobraking maneuver, which is using the atmosphere to slow down at high altitude, right? So that you can just tumble into the atmosphere the way you were doing. So you kind of cut out the middleman by just
Gotcha.
launching straight up and falling down and just kind of dropping back down without issue. And that was like a highly non-technical explanation that hopefully makes
Hey,
a little
Wolf
more
Boy.
sense. Yeah.
I suppose it could be the same for the Science Junior. Isn't goo non-biome specific?
Why are there?
in
Yeah, it's
BTSM?
non. Yeah, it is non-biome specific.
That's what
But I
thought.
was thinking of just kind of using it as an example of how.
Oh, I was just
how to
answering
pull
a
the whole
question in
thing.
my chat.
Oh, gotcha. No, goo really doesn't care where you kill it.
It just looks at you judgingly.
Yeah.
Okay, we have science to spend. Speaking of goo, I think I'm gonna unlock goo next. Would you agree with this
Science
choice?
goo. Science Junior return from Eve's Oceans. Man, I'd like to see that. That would be nuts.
That's far beyond me. I haven't landed on the moon yet.
I'm not even. Well, the problem would be taking off from an ocean.
Oh yeah. Could you put it on a rover and just like drive it into the ocean, then drive it out? Is that a thing that can
I
happen?
guess maybe.
When I was doing my
It would be interesting.
vanilla Kerbal Space Program like playthrough, I was working towards making a rover and just driving it around Kerbal. It's like, I'll just get the science this way.
Yeah, exactly. Which is one of the things that really bothered me about the vanilla tech progression was the whole Kerbin-centric nature of it. You
Yeah.
know, it's drive
Yeah.
around, fly around, and I think I was calling it Kerbal Cart at one time. You know, it's like, okay.
I do really enjoy that there's very little you can get from Kerbal itself. It lets you just kind of focus your goals.
Yeah. Well, I think the only point I compromised with that was the sensor array nose cone, which is like tech level 7 or something now,
Mm-hmm.
where there's a brief episode of, well, you can fly a plane around
Yeah, I probably
urban,
won't do that.
you know.
I just like...
Yeah, and again, I made it optional.
The space planes just don't appeal to me whatsoever. I don't know why. It just...
Well, they can be really cool, but... yeah, the vanilla aerodynamics are really wonky, so it makes them less interesting than they could be, and it's really just not a fully developed aspect of the game, you know? So, anyway, it leads to that whole identity crisis thing that I've been talking about, you know? Like, I really enjoy KSP as a game about rockets, and I also really enjoy flight sims, but... yeah, you know, I prefer to have a game that is focused on one and is really solid in one area. That's something that tries to chase too many features at the same time and ends up becoming watered down as a result.
Exactly. I think I'm just going to do a couple more launches, and I'm probably going to be jumping off for the night. I still have
Yeah, it's
uploads
fair
to
enough.
get
I'm
done.
starting to get pretty tired, too.
Yeah, let's just do one goo launch, and then I'll call it.
Well, one thing that's nice at Tech 2, actually, is you could do your, or at this tech level, is you can do your manned mission and goo launch at the same time.
Oh god, it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, come on, Icy.
We'll do it.
We can do it.
Should we build one kind of like the other one?
More or less, except you'll notice one little caveat here is that you can't attach a parachute to the nose of your of this cockpit. Just to keep things a little interesting.
Wait, does that one need a heat shield? I think...
But yeah, you could do the same thing more or less. No heat shield.
Oh.
You're not actually leaving the atmosphere.
Right. Am I gonna be able to come down with that on 2 parachutes? With goo canisters?
Yeah, I think 2 is plenty.
Okay. Well, we'll find out.
Note, I may be lying through my teeth.
We're gonna find out. It'll be a spectacular explosion, if nothing else.
Well, this is part of the fun of these odd little missions.
Crap.
But definitely don't come down with a full booster this time.
Yeah, that is definitely part of the plan. I don't really need batteries on this one. I need... Where the hell's the goo? Oh, science. For some reason, my mind just goes blank when I start.
I don't know if you were following the thread at that time, but I got a good laugh when I wrote that thing about, oh, I've seen the light. I finally decided manned missions should come earlier in the tech tree.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, and this is what I meant.
Oh, fantastic.
It's like these makeshift ME-262 crazy rocket contraptions. Kind of provides a bit of comic relief. Yeah, I think centered like that. That'd be pretty good.
I should probably remember to stage this.
Yeah. Yeah, don't fire all 3 at once.
With the parachutes.
Okay, so this one, on the altitude meter I pointed out before, you can, with this one, go up safely up to the next band on that altitude meter, which equates to about between 10,000 and 18,000. 10 and 18 kilometers.
Okay. Okay.
I've taken to call all these designs of my own the catapult series with a K. The Kerbal catapult. 3,
2, 1. I'm really terrified about this launch, I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, it'll probably end in disaster.
Probably.
If I were to place a bet, I'd say so.
Ooh.
Oh, you put Bob in here again.
Yep. He's my man.
Man. He's a veteran space monkey at this point.
He's the only one of mine that have ever left the ground, so I'm hoping to get his courage up.
And this one you're going to have to do largely on feel, because the trick is to get it over 10,000 and not get it over 18. You kind of got to fit right into the envelope there.
I don't think I have a feeling I'm overshooting the envelope. Oh yeah, I should probably actually get a crew report. Oh!
Well, you don't need one from lower atmosphere, just upper.
Oh no, he's dead. He is very dead. I hit 22.
Ah. And here I am lagging quite a while behind, and you're still at 13,000 meters in my video.
Poor Bob. Poor Bob. He was
You could
the
build
best
him a
of us.
memorial.
Just out of the wreckage of his ship. Wait, don't go over what?
It's 18,000. I could be wrong. No, actually, you're way higher than that.
Yeah, I'm at...
It is where the second band ends.
He's
I don't
alive.
It could be 30,000.
He's
Maybe that's
alive.
it.
No,
Yeah, I
just
think it's 30,000.
whether or not I can bring him down. It's sadly not over an ocean.
Sorry, I got too many of these numbers floating in my head.
Understandable. Does it matter
But-
if I don't, like, break atmosphere when I pop my parachutes?
Well, the rule of thumb I generally follow, and again, this is rule of thumb, is I usually wait until I decelerate to about 150 meters per second.
Okay.
Then I pop my parachutes. And I do that just to avoid them ripping the ship apart.
Right.
Which I've had happen before, and
Oh, me
find it's
too.
bad.
I had a probe that when the parachute deployed, the probe core fired itself upwards another like 50, 60,000 meters. Just from the parachute deploying. It was ridiculous.
You should patent that design.
Yup. He does not look happy now. He looks
You discovered a new propulsion method.
Just slingshot it. It's a giant catapult.
So now the one remaining question mark is this thing too heavy?
Yep, that is a big question.
Wait, you had decouplers.
I did. But I still can't. I could have put a parachute on. No, I couldn't have. I'm not sure where I could have put a parachute on it.
Yeah, that's a fair point. Oh. I got one mod that helps me out with it. Talking to chat there, I see.
Yeah. And then I just cause havoc by posting, this post is bad. I haven't done that in a long time. You're too fast with the locks nowadays.
Oh no, was there something I shouldn't be looking at?
Oh, no, I wanted to do this post is bad. Just, in general, I haven't posted in forever.
Oh, fair enough.
Just because how fast you are with locks these days. The suggestion for him being shut down kind of limited that.
9.8 meters per second. Well,
It's a scary one.
those boosters act as an excellent crumple zone. But then again, your goo is attached to them, and you kind of want that.
That's a thing, too.
Well, at worst, they'll probably break off, or they might break off, and you'll be able to recover them individually.
Well, I put the side boosters a little bit lower down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just broke a wing. That's it. That was a
Should
beautiful
we
landing.
have a betting pool in the chat channel as to whether this survives? 9.4. Oh, it's borderline.
That was beautiful.
Yeah, that's very true, Nathan. 9.8. The acceleration due to gravity is 9.8 meters per second square. So yeah.
Am I the only one?
Oh, you lost a wing.
Doug, I think you are the only one I ever put the this post is good on.
Somebody's posting personal information. Where?
Oh my god, so much science.
I need to be moderator guy.
Ugh.
Which subforum? Abysmal time. Which subforum are you talking about to help minimize how many posts I have to look for or look through?
Fluffer, you got timed out for spamming, so just chill it out. I got 35.8 science out of that mission. That was nice. Bob's not stuck. He's good. He's good. There we go. All of Tech 3... Yeah, Tech 3 unlocked.
SMP servers thread. Okay. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Sorry, AC, just doing a bit of moderation here.
Yeah, it's alright. I've got all of Tech 3 unlocked. Not bad for a stream.
Okay, so what's the problem, Abysmal? I don't see anything. Oh, wait, no, found it, sorry. I was looking in the wrong server thread, as you just posted another one. Oh, yikes.
Jeez. The life of a modder, eh? But I think with that, I'm probably going to end the stream. I'm going to be going live 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow with more Better Than Starting
Jesus
Mans.
Christ.
Thank you all for coming out. Thank you so much, Flowerchild, for all the advice. And
Oh, yeah,
chilling.
sorry, man. I missed the end of the stream here.
Yeah, I am still going to be streaming tomorrow.
Perfect, I'll be there, man.
In place of putting up an episode.
If you can put up with me for a little while longer,
definitely,
I'll join you.
Definitely.
All right, excellent. Well, it's been a pleasure, man.
Yep. Everyone, have a great one.
Cheers.